Are we live?
Yes.
Yes. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Embers by Daybreak.
What was funny about that actually was primarily that the way I hadn't actually swapped the screen over to us yet.
Yeah.
So it still you said it almost at the perfect time to question if we were actually live or not. This is the only time that you said it at the right time.
Perfect. I love it. But yes, welcome back. Of course, we continue on this journey of hope, but mostly despair, with our group of intrepid performers here. As you all remember, unfortunately, we are currently missing Jade to the corporate overlords. That is a certain company we will not give free advertisement to. But
Unless they're giving free
nonetheless,
advertisement to us.
exactly.
Thanks, Jade.
But yeah, otherwise we're here playing Dungeons and Dragons on D&D Beyond.
Well, technically it's not
D&D
on D
Beyond.
and D Beyond.
Yeah. Well, we're still on Twitch, but yes, regardless,
Yes.
where we last left off, we got a lot of things to process. For one, 7 days have passed since the events of the attack on the Ember by these strange creatures from the water made of green sea foam, and the apparent death or not death of David. Regardless of whatever happened to David, I saw the exact same thing too. Regardless of what happened to David, each of our performers had different reactions in terms of what how they process the events. Of course, barring one very particular person who didn't make an appearance till later last session. Petrichor did her thing while eventually being approached by Captain Brand to become the new first mate of the Ember. Nephra had a heart-to-heart with Quillith of all people, and was given a little charm, which may have allowed him to interact with this mysterious being that seems to be attached to him. And in such case, he agreed to a certain aspect that will be explored later on. And Terry had an event that was explained off stream that will come to effect next stream when we get Jade back.
When she
Perfect.
happens to be here.
Yes. Regardless, at this time it's about the end of the funeral the funeral service. I'm in a speech class. It is now the end of the
To be fair, I make all the
funerals.
same jokes. I make the same type of joke whenever I make her descriptions.
Yes.
Like I have one description for a Let's Play where it just says like, I went to school. I go to school for video. One of the main things they tell me is that your description should be descriptive. You should really describe what's happening in the video to bring in people who maybe aren't immediately going to watch the whole episode. So that means I should probably be using that, right? That's the description.
I love it. And yes, so after the funeral event, everybody kind of went out their separate ways. As Captain Brand talked to Dr. Mine, the surgeon of the Ashes, who came as a representative of the ship. Nephra was pulled away by Quillith, who had something urgent to tell him. Terry went back to her crow's nest, and Petrichor found a mysterious stranger in her room, her new room, the first mate's room, which has recently been repaired. This new person who did you give your name, Marshall, last session?
Percival.
This is a new person whose name is Percival.
Percival, good person.
Yes. Relayed a message to Petrichor. And as that happened, they felt the drops of rain overhead. And unbeknownst to them currently below deck, Terry was the one that spotted, along with some other crewmates on top of the deck, a strange ship that looked like that it had the shell of a turtle approaching the Ember. So that's where we're gonna pick it up again. We'll go to Nephra. Nephra, you're currently being taken away by Quillith.
Mhm.
Nina's right next to you.
Yeah. Okay.
And as she takes
How
you,
is
yes,
is is Quillith like leading me along? And if so, like how hard? Like, is she like tugging on my arm? She seem like really frantic about it, or is it just kind of like a casual like let's go?
it's a mixture of both. She's not directly touching you, but she's already expressed enough authority for you.
Yeah,
It's kind of
touching
like
you.
the teacher telling the students to follow them into the hallway because they know they're in trouble.
Kind of a
That
hover hand situation going on.
kind of.
Mhm.
She just expects you to follow her, and I would assume you're following her, unless
Yeah.
Nephra's
Yeah, for sure.
underwent some character development I was not aware of.
What? Who does that?
Wait, as she leads you to the room, she looks at Nina. Nina, I need to talk to Nephra for a few seconds. Can you wait for us outside, please? Nina looks very confused at this sudden closeness that you two are now exhibiting to her. As before, she was just aware that Quillith kind of kept you at a person's length away,
Mhm.
and you were too scared to approach. So, but she agrees nonetheless, and she stands outside the hall, allowing Quillith to lead you into her room and closing the door behind her. As she closes the door, she looks back at you. So, did it work?
Um, I I'll be honest, I don't know how to answer that. It, I suppose it did. I think it certainly did something, but I mean, it didn't exactly give me a dreamless sleep. It quite the opposite, really. It was like a nightmare, but a very very real nightmare. It wasn't like anything I've ever experienced before.
I see. Nephra, can you tell me more about what you experienced in this dream you had?
It was
As you're about to speak, there's a loud thud that resounds somewhere on the ship. It's very unnatural. It sounds like someone were to drop a heavy crate, but not on the floor. It sounded like it hit the side of the ship. And at that point, you do hear the ship bell going crazy. And from there, we go over to the first mate's cabin, where Percival and Petrichor are currently standing.
Yes. Yes. So
As
I've just received this message from Miss
Mhm.
Percival. Okay. Thanks for handing me this note so I can write it down. Thank you. Well, this is a lot to take. Who said this?
Now that you mention it, I'm not sure if I'm at liberty to say.
Who said it though? You have to know who you said it. Who said it to you?
I mean, I recall what she said she was a part of. They're not necessarily the type of people who, at least used to, parade themselves around a bit. Franny, what were they called again?
as you're about to say the name, you also hear this loud thud, significantly louder than somewhere else in the ship. Similar effect, and you actually feel the area around you shake, and one of the planks above you actually shakes loose. One side of the nails retain their hold, and it just kind of falls inward. Not long enough to even hit the two of you, but now you have more rain coming down into the room,
Perfect.
and now you can clearly hear the warning ship bell
Well,
playing overhead as you hear multiple footsteps coming through because of the thin layer that is your roof now, they're amplified.
Okay. Well, that's the bell. So you got to get out of here. We both have to go upstairs. Come on. Get out. Get out.
All right.
That's it. That's the noise.
And Ephron, you're also taken out of the room quickly as Quillith has to attend to your officer duties and check out what the hell just happened. Sorry, kids. So, as you all, I'm assuming you're all going to the top deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A very beautiful woman just walked into the room.
Okay, lover boy.
Yes, but yes, but as you guys all arrive on the deck of the ship, it is a completely different environment than what was just a few minutes ago. Well, when you left the deck, it was the air of somber, just and somber. Let me back up. The air of solemn
waves.
Yeah. The solemn atmosphere was kind of prevalent on board the deck, mostly because it remembers of the people who died in the last few days. Now it is a atmosphere rich with alertness and panic, as several people are now rushing past you to get on the deck. So people who are the more seasoned or the actual ship hands rather than some of the crew that picked it up, as their training kicks in and they go up to the deck. Captain Bran is looking over to the port side of the ship, looking at the other ship. As you all come down, you hear the bell ringing repeatedly, and Captain Bran turns back to all of you. Her voice calm, yet very assertive. We're under attack. Take battle positions. At this point, I want everybody. At this point, you do hear 4 kind of thunks in the distance. Just zoom, 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 zoom. And behind her, you see over the railing something flying up into the air. They look like 4 different missiles of sorts approaching you. And it isn't until they come closer that you realize those are humanoids flying in the air towards you all.
What kind of acrobatic shit?
Okay.
And they're falling weirdly. They're going too slow for a normal person to be falling. They should be going a lot faster than they are right now. Right now, I want everybody to roll initiative.
There we go.
Woo!
Oh,
I got 21.
Oh,
Hey.
boy.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's not David anymore,
Aw.
Francisco. You can't write that down.
Oh, man.
All right.
Dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first instance of ship warfare.
Oh, God.
Hooray.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit. Is it right?
All right. So, Percival got 21. Petrichor, what'd you get?
Ocho.
Yes, we're getting
That's 8 in French.
Mm-hmm.
Nephra, what about you?
Seis, which is 6 in German.
Oh.
Yes. Also in Hungarian. But yes. So in this situation, I would like to remind Petrichor, in your actions, I added certain actions that you as a first mate now have.
Got it.
Yes.
it.
And in this scenario,
Yeah.
in this scenario, not only will you all have initiatives and the enemy will have initiatives, the ships themselves will also have initiatives, and they have their little actions that they can do here and there. So with that said, I got to roll a couple more initiatives here.
Oh, boy. This is scary.
It's fine. It's all
fine.
good. You guys will be okay.
Fine.
perfect. I have created Terry's perfect away image.
Wait, what?
Oh, no.
I can't wait to see you later.
She requested I give her the bell, and I have done it.
Beautiful.
Christ.
Damn it! I forgot to plug in my hard drive.
All right.
Left
So
it
here
on
we
the,
are.
in the other folder. It's fine.
Please wait warmly as several people fly towards you.
My,
Ah.
Yeah, we'll just do
what
that.
is this, Sea of Thieves?
What kind of Cirque du Soleil shit?
Yeah, what is this Sea of Thieves bullshit? Them launching out of cannons.
My God.
I only really wanted to make that statement just because I wanted to make a Sea of Thieves joke. And actually, it has nothing to do with my issue of them flying in the
Or
air.
went out.
Hey,
Not for the sea thieves.
that game had a semi
You don't know what I'm
No
referring
Man's
to.
Sky-esque
You don't know what I'm
comeback.
talking about.
It's true.
What
All
is it,
right.
Summit 1G's career?
You have
'Cause,
no
man,
idea
that
what I'm
came up,
referring to.
That went uphill since he started going Sea of Thieves.
So with that said, top of the round. I was about to say David. I keep doing it. Percival,
It's hard, isn't
Percival.
it?
it is
All right,
your
so-
turn.
So I'm up here. Is
Yes.
anybody on the deck? Like, what? am I
There are
seeing
several
here?
people on the deck.
There's a lot of
You
people.
see about a good 15 people kind of rushing out. Some of them still in mid stride out. It's like everything's in slow motion right now. People are coming out of the staircase, rushing past. Quillith is there. You don't see Tamith up here yet, but you see some of the men going towards the port, the bow, and the starboard of the ship. And you do see the captain start to turn towards the poop deck.
Hit that number.
Nah, man. Board's empty. It's a new era. Gotta wait for something else to happen.
Oh, I
Clear
can't
on
wait.
the slate.
How many times Marshall dies?
Let's not start that one. Let's try not to start that one.
But yes, so with that said, the ship itself, from what you can see, seems to be about 200, 300 feet away, and fast approaching. The four figures coming towards you are coming in. They seem to be. You can kind of guesstimate that in the next round, they might touch down if they even land on the ship at all. So with that said, what do you want to do?
Need to remember all of the things I have for equipment. Okay. All right, and then let's see. I had to navigate all these again because I had to like figure out where they. Where are you? Is that the only one I have? This is me now trying to also get into like what is everything I can do again?
Actions.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's this is the first time I've actually been able to actually use this class in earnest outside of
Yeah.
like
Kind of like
outside of like a one-off like training
Yeah.
thing where I like half played this class because it was just an NPC.
sure.
Okay.
Well, it's up to you. You
Well,
have
how close do these things seem to be from me? These
Oh,
flying
from
creatures.
From a quick guesstimation, they seem to be about still 80 feet out. No, wait, about 80 feet out.
Then I'm going to be about. So I'm going to have a 5-foot realm of space. So I'm going to be 10 feet from the edge of the boat. On
From
this
where you
side
are
that
right
they're
now,
coming
it would take you about 15 feet to get to the port side that's where they're coming from. From where you are at the staircase leading up.
Right. So I want to get myself 10 feet away from the edge of the boat.
Okay. You have 10 feet starboard remaining that you can go to.
Well, if there's that 5-foot gap and then I see
Yes.
them coming at me now, right?
Yes.
From this position.
Well, they're
Alright.
coming at the ship, not necessarily.
Yeah, but in my direction.
Yes.
All right. So from here, I am going to hold for when they land on the boat.
Okay. What are you holding?
My rapier, or my longsword. I thought
Okay.
it was a rapier in my head, and it was a longsword.
So when they land, you want to hold your action to throw your longsword?
If they land near me. I can swing it at them.
Okay. Got it. So if they land near you, you're going to swing at them. Got it.
Here's
No
the
worries.
ones I was looking for. Okay, this is the page I want.
All right. So you have your longsword out, and you're holding your action for them to move. Got it. Is there anything else?
I really hope
Quick
one of
bonus
them
action
has.
you want to do?
No, I'm just hoping one of them has a bow and arrow I can steal.
We'll see. We'll see if how far we take this quest for the longbow. But yes. So with that
Even a
said,
short bow.
that's your turn. Next one up
Or crossbow.
is that is true.
Just
Well,
anything
actually-
that qualifies under archery. For no apparent reason. For no
Okay, now.
fighting style based reason whatsoever, I want something that would qualify under archery.
Right? It's weird. Okay. Next one up is actually the Ember itself. So as you see, Captain Brand is now moving up towards the stern of the ship, taking hold of the wheel. She shouts out commands to people to ready the weapons. For anybody who's been on the ship for long enough, you will know that the ship actually comes with a few ballistas. They're usually kept hidden in crates on the bow, the port, and the starboard, as well as one in the poop deck. The one on the poop deck is unfortunately destroyed due to a certain explosion. This came to light during the 7 days that you were all kind of just meandering, doing about. So you have 3 ballistas, and and you see the crew taking one of the actions of the ship to ready the ballistas, and you see them start to load them and all that. So now they are currently loading the ballistas. In 2 turns, they will be able to shoot them. And with that, next one up is okay. So one of the figures you see as they're fast approaching, you realize that behind them they have shields, and this figure has moved or grabbed their shield in seemingly mid-flight and moved it in front of them. So all anybody can see is this shield. But from that distance, you can see something kind of sticking out over the top. It looks to be either a lance or a spear. You can't tell from this distance. Similarly, the other one next to it, closest to it, is doing a similar formation, almost in the exact same motions, putting the shield in between them and the ship, with getting ready for impact or what have you. After that, next one up is Petrichor.
Okay. I am. After seeing what the captain's doing, they're preparing to fire. I am going to yell, "Take aim!" So I am going to aid one of the ship weapons. Can you describe to me what side each of the ballistas are on?
Okay,
I was trying to write it down.
So there is one on the port,
Mm-hmm.
starboard, and bow of the ship. Right now, the
Got it.
port and the bow are being prepared. The starboard is also being prepared just in case the ship goes to the other side, so they can
Okay.
fire a shot.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna run over to the port and yell at them to take aim.
Okay. You see the crew members, 2 of them, look at you, a half orc and a halfling. Look at you, and it takes a moment for them to register that, oh, right, she's the new first mate. And they're like, of course, first mate, we'll get on it. As you see them work a little bit faster, and then the half orc prepares to shoot it for the next turn. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I am. Am I near Bran?
Brand is currently on the stern.
Got it.
She is, or at the helm, I should say. She's at the helm, about 40 feet away from you.
Okay.
Excuse me.
If I yell, would she be able to hear me?
Yes.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, but you can
Yeah.
certainly try.
Be like, what's going on?
What's happening?
Basically, yeah. Be like, Captain, what is going on? Who is this?
I'm panicking. What's going on?
This is my first day on the job.
You see
What
Brand
is the
grab the wheel and kind of holds it steady from the old gnome man who usually holds it during these hours whenever Brand's busy. She yells out, "That's an Esperan ship, and it just fired on us. Be ready.
Aspirin?
Espran. Espran. A ship from the Empire
All
of
these
Espran.
battles are giving me a headache.
That bitch.
Well, yes. Is that all you like to do for your turn?
Yeah.
Qu-
Well, I am.
Aw.
I am also gonna hold my action for someone to touch down, and I will, just do an arm strike.
All right, you did use your action to
Oh, that's right.
yell, take aim.
My
So I
apologies.
want to see if you were going to use a form of bonus action, but that's fine. So,
Or Gucci.
yes, perfect. Oh, wait, that's 3 of those things. My bad. I'm sorry, guys. 8, 9, 14. That is above the damage threshold. By the way, damage thresholds are a thing now. So effectively, it takes a certain amount of damage to even damage the ship. I'm using damage a lot in this sentence.
Sure.
So if you were to
It gotta
strike
do
the
the
ship,
damage to take the damage, and then it'll do the damage.
Ugh.
If you
But
add
yes.
damage together, it creates more damage. You wouldn't
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
it, but there it is.
but yes, so you do.
Boom.
So as this another figure removes his shield in front of him, you hear another. You hear a loud snap from the opposite ship, which is now fast approaching. And as it approaches, you do realize it has a figurehead in the shape of a dragon. Yet the dragon seems to have more devilish horns
Scary.
than what is usually the usual in most sanguine folklore.
It's not good. It's not good.
Bad news bears, bad news dragons.
But as you hear the snap, you all see a projectile fly out and go towards the hull of the Ember
Catapult.
as it soars over the deck, flying, nearly missing the center
Directly
mass.
into the elderly.
But it soars over as it wildly misses.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
But you think you hear shouting, but you don't know if that's from your ship or from the other ship.
Cool.
Nephra, it is now your turn.
Where is Terry?
Terry is up in the crow's nest.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll. Yes. The bell is still ringing.
She's doing
going
her
to
job,
town.
damn it.
Full
Yep.
on Quasimodo.
Yep.
Nephra's going to shout up to Terry. Everything all right? What's happening?
Ding, 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 ding. All you
No
hear is
response.
bells.
You can hear me
Yeah.
right now. You probably can.
She's probably
Fortune-
deaf at this point.
Unfortunately, Terry cannot hear you with a 8 persuasion or perception. She's persuading herself to listen to you.
It's not working.
Oh,
you.
this stupid tiefling idiot again.
Oh God.
Oh,
We're being attacked, and he wants to
now
talk
what
to
do you
me.
want?
Ugh, so dumb.
God, him and his
Alright.
dumb dreams.
Did that take my action to do that?
No, that's a free action. We've
Okay.
established this after session 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Nephra is going to bring out the glaive
Mm-hmm.
at like full horizontal position and is going to run forward to the front.
To the bow, to the port. They're all coming from the ports. The bow is technically the front.
Yeah, probably closer to the bow. Where is Percival at right now? In
Percival
relationship with me?
He's standing where you're standing. Actually, not too far where you are. He's about
Yeah.
10 feet in front of you, kind
Empire
of just
scum.
holding the long sword and just looking up, waiting for, challenging these figures coming in to attack him.
Basically, what I'd like to do is my character is going to run right up to him,
Mhm.
like not even flinching or slowing down. Literally run up to him,
Oh.
grab
Yes.
him roughly on the shoulder, and say, "So, hey, welcome to the club and stuff." And then I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on him.
Ooh.
Oh, very nice.
Percival, you now have +2 to your AC. As this strange tiefling boy is now touching you, you feel a warm light go surround you briefly. It flashes once and then disappears from view, but you can still feel it there. It feels eerie, like it shouldn't be there, but it's there.
Thanks.
And then with a dramatic flourish, I just kind of let go of him, sort of spin around, and position myself right next to him with the glaive outstretched.
All right. Just for funsies, make me a performance check.
Yeah, sure thing. That is... Wow. Boy, that charisma helped. 19.
19.
Wow.
Percival, you're almost you're being showcased an impressive flourish of glaive next to
Very
you.
unexpected.
As you feel like it should have hit you a couple times, but someone maneuvered the blade itself to avoid you every single time, almost using your space as well as
almost
part
as
of
if you
his
had
flourish.
proficiency. Who would have thought?
But yes,
Wow.
all right. So Nephra, that's you. The last figure in the air is going to move his shield. Strangely enough, he does not seem to have a spear-like weapon with him. Oddly so. So, with that said, top of the round, Percival, it's now your turn.
Where are these people now?
Getting a lot closer. They're now roughly 30 feet up in the air from you.
These are some slow cannons.
And you know they should be falling a lot faster, but they're not.
Weird ass
Stay
Sutherfold.
ready.
Man shakes fist at clouds.
Stay ready.
Move faster, you dummies.
Back in my
Weird.
day.
Fight me. Empire scum.
All right. So you're just there, kind of just you're at the ready. Let's see here. Who's next? It's the ship. So with that, the ship now they take aim and they fire. The bow and the portside ballista fire. However, the portside ballista does have advantage thanks to Petrichor.
I did something right.
All right. How
Oh,
much
these
is
suck.
it? It's +6 for that.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. So that's a dirty 20 to hit, and it will do. Petrichor, since you're the one that inspired them, go ahead and roll me 3d10.
3d10. Where is the sense? Oh, I have exactly 3 of them.
Roll all ones.
Well, I got a 6, a
It's
2,
not a 1.
and
That's good.
0 means 10.
That's
so...
not good either.
6,
Unless this
6
is damage.
18, right?
It's only not good if it's
Yeah.
damage.
Yep, it's damage to the other ship.
Oh, I thought
And
you
it
were.
does-
Yeah,
I thought
like, no, this is
us.
good. What are you talking
I
about?
thought this was happening to us. This is my bad.
No, I'm rolling because I did a good job.
I thought this
you
was damage happening to us.
You see, you all hear a loud crack.
Hit me!
You all hear a loud crack come from the ballista, similar to the one from the other ship, but a lot louder. So much that Percival, all 3 of you, recoil a bit just from the sheer sound of it. But as it fires, it goes towards the ship, and you see it goes towards the overall canopy of it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to have gives it that tortoise shape,
Mm-hmm.
and it bounces right off
And now, well,
as it
what?
as it didn't meet the damage threshold. With that, the other ballista fires off, and it rolled a 24 to hit, and that one is the exact same damage. So no, it also bounces out the top, as whatever the thing is made of is very sturdy.
Boy.
Can I get a coat made out of that?
All right. So that's the Embers' turn with their They have 3 actions. Never mind. You see, once they fire, they start reloading again. As the captain continues to shout out orders to the people manning the ballistas, and you see a couple more are now starting to wheel over what looks to be a small catapult. Anybody in the know, which is almost all of you, would know there's Mangonel. Smaller version, easily portable, easily a lot better. So, with that said, that's their turn. It is now. Ooh, they're going to touch down. So let's see here. Okay.
Come to me.
So,
Fight me.
Touchdown!
with a 22 and a 16, both of them will land.
Touchdown!
The kick is good.
Yep. First of all, go ahead and make me a D20 roll.
16.
16. He lands next to you,
That's what he does.
and as he lands, you do see this figure in front of you.
You fool.
The minute he starts landing, you see he moves the shield up towards him, and as he lightly touches down on the ground, you see a spear in one hand and the shield, a curved tower shield, about a third of his length, is held at the ready. You do not see a face, as there is a almost silver-colored helmet there covering it with a face mask underneath, only showing you determined eyes through it. As he looks at you at the ready, go ahead and make your attack.
These guys going
That's what I
hard.
held my action for. What is this?
Beep, beep,
Oh,
beep.
good. It's a no action. Does it say when? That's the question. I'm trying to just make sure I could do maybe this certain theme. Tell me when I can do it. Why does it have to be all the text?
What are you looking to do?
My maledict, potentially. Because it just is under a no action.
No action, then it's typically a free action to do.
Yeah, so. I just wanted to see, sometimes they'll make their own stipulations of like when, even though it doesn't take an action, they'll be like
Consider it as a
if-then statements. I wanted to
I
make sure
hear
it
you.
wasn't an if-then.
For the maledict, assume it to be kind of like a reckless attack, in which you just declare it and it happens.
Yeah. I also
Maybe-
need to remember what one this is. Okay. I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm gonna look at the 2 turns. I'm just gonna hit him.
Marshall's trying
I'll
to figure
this
out.
between turns. It's not organized. It's organized in a very strange way. Like it just tells me more what the curse is, but not like, or like what the base, like what
There we
the
go.
base ability is, but not what the actual thing is.
Ooh.
So. Oh, there
Okay.
it is.
He means
Okay, I found it
business.
in a different spot because that's under bonus actions. Okay, that's why it's under no action. So
Mhm.
I figured it out. It's fine. We're good. I'm hitting him anyway.
Excuse me while I had to do a quick costume change. My wireless
Uh-oh.
headset was dying.
He means business now.
I'm ready.
My God, there's 2 tieflings.
So I unfortunately said I brought out my longsword, so I definitely miss.
What'd you roll?
I got a total of 5.
Yeah, you miss. He comes down. You swing down.
Oh, why did I-
Unfortunately,
oh,
it
that's right,
scrapes
this thing's
right off the
heavy.
shield.
Oh,
Huh?
right, this thing's heavier.
Yeah, you're not too familiar with the shield or with the sword. Comes down. You realize the sword itself. The closer you look at it, it shares a similar sheen to whatever the spear is made of this person. You realize for a brief second, the person's eyes, there's confusion in them.
I'm aware who gave this to me.
Okay.
Don't worry,
So
I'm
that's
aware
your
who gave this to me.
that's your held
That's
action,
why
and then
that's why my under breath statement was, "You bitch."
and during as you went to strike, the other person lands next to them, similar armor, similar appearance, similar weapons, and they take up this the position to the left of this person.
Almost dropped my phone.
So that's their turn. Next one up is going to be Petrichor. There are now two on the actual deck, both of which one is covering the back of the other one as their shields
Okay.
are up. Some of the crew are looking at them scared as there's combatants on the actual deck.
Sure. I am going to I'm assuming how close are the back-to-back turtle guys are to
The
me?
closest one to you is about 10 feet from where you're
Okay.
standing right now.
All right. Well, I am going to take my thwack staff and beat him.
You pull out this elegantly decorated quarterstaff.
Not as
and-
elegantly named, but go on.
No. and you go up to it. Blame Captain Nor for that one. And you make your attacks. Go ahead and make your attacks.
Okay. Kind of confused. Why is it gray underneath and it has a different D8 to it?
What?
Can you explain? So, like, it says thwack staff. If I hit it, the damage is 1d6 plus 2. Oh. Is it two-handed? Is there a
Yep.
difference? And then
If you-
underneath, it's 1d8 plus 2.
Yes, because if you hold it two-handed, the damage die increases.
Oh, okay. Got it. We'll
Yeah.
go with that. If I hit it, but that's a 3. So, well, 3 plus 5, really, but. So, no, I'm going to assume that's not going to hit.
All right. You swing at it. It bounces off the shield, and you swear you hear a little bell. But there's no bell on your actual staff, at least none that you can see. And you realize why Bran could have hated this weapon.
Oh, it makes a little noise. Okay. I am going to. Well, this is a lot of metal, and I have hands. I'm just gonna. How many key points do I get? I think it's a little bit. Fuck it. I'll try Flurry of Blows, see if I can catch something as my bonus action.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attacks.
That was a 7.
7. You lash.
Wait, plus 4 is that's 11.
You lash out with a kick, and you impact the shield. Shield's made out of some sturdy stuff, man. You have your. Go ahead and do your second attack.
I hate you, metal.
That's some heavy cardboard.
That's not even better. That was fucking 12.
Damn you, shields in your +2 to AC.
With the rebound. With the
Okay.
rebound, your leg comes back, and you use your momentum to kind of swing back into it, only to have the same effect. Welcome back, guys. It's been a week. Yes.
Is
But
it
now
a
you're-
reaction to cry a little bit?
If you look at your stats, you actually have expertise in crying.
Oh, yes.
It's all the way in the bottom.
No, instead I'll just get really angry and my hair will
Okay.
go short.
Angry crying. I like it.
Yeah. Frustration, if you will.
All right.
I hate metal.
With that said, another one. Let's see how
Vice
far
versa.
he lands. Okay, he lands pretty close. You hear a light thud as one kind of soars over your shoulder, Petrichor,
Mhm.
and lands on the left side of the two, covering that side,
Mhm.
and assuming a similar formation with the spear slightly out and the shield up, kind of covering his companions.
Mm.
And then it is now the ship's turn, the other one. As you all hear another snap as it fires out. That is a 24 to hit.
Mhm.
Let's see here. And that barely makes it over the damage threshold for the Ember. As the
Yeah.
Ember takes 17 damage.
Ouch.
As I'm doing big number of math right now.
Oh, man.
Let me use my big brain energy right here. All right. As another bolt goes into the side of the ship. With that said, Nephra, it's now your turn. You are standing close to the person who's in melee with Percival, but you're not necessarily in combat with them yet.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't friendly.
I was about to say, do they look like they have an intent to attack?
Maybe on their next turn.
They've launched onto the ship with giant shields and weapons. I'm going with yes.
One can assume. Whoa.
Yep, that's Franny's
Okay.
XLR chord for you.
Oh.
Wait, what?
You
It went
moved your mic. Yeah, when you moved your mic, it was doing that.
Oops, my bad.
It wasn't as bad as when it would clip all the time when you'd hold it.
That's true. Yeah, no, you're right. But yes, Nephra, what are you doing?
That is a very good question. What is my character to do?
What's up?
Believe in himself.
Bless up.
Although I've been given the shield of faith, so clearly I blessed
Yeah, I
up.
was gonna say bless up is a concentration, and I'm already concentrating on persnickety or whatever his name is.
That's it.
Woo! That's a good one.
Screw it. I am going to, using the glaive, I'm going to try to knock the shield away
Okay.
from the nearest person.
So how do you
Like bash it out of the way.
make an attack?
Yeah, okay. That cool.
Yeah.
Do I add the glaive's hit bonus then?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just a regular attack with the glaive.
Yep. And, it's gonna be 14.
14.
Yep.
Okay, now go ahead and make me a strength check with disadvantage, as you wouldn't have gone through with the shield. But you are attacking the shield itself, so it's kind of in a weird spot.
Ha-ha.
10.
10. All right. He rolled a 8. So you knocked the shield aside, exposing his front.
Nice. Good job.
So there's some
Okay.
bad rolling for you. And you see he's seems to be wearing this crimson outfit, and sort of with a steel pauldron on his right side where he's holding the spear. Similar to what Percival saw, you see his face is entirely covered with a steel helmet that goes over the top half and a mask that goes over the underpart.
Why are you fighting the Romans?
Wait, what about a mask is very Roman?
Tortoise
I
formation.
don't know.
And-
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
But yes, he looks at you and you see a look of utter hate towards you, Nephra.
Bro, what'd I do to you?
Shockingly, that's not what my character says.
Okay.
That
I
came
can see why
so
I
like
think that.
just under the mouth so much that it just like sounded so genuine.
My apologies.
Bro, it's like,
Okay.
what?
Is there anything else
No,
Nephra would
what
like to do?
what my character
Bruh.
actually says is he's gonna lean in a bit and just say, "Don't try anything." That's it. End turn.
So we try
right.
something.
You say that, and the being in front of you kind of leans in, and everybody else hears. What you hear, Nephra, is
And out.
don't assume, boy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Personally, you have no idea what just happened.
What?
Oh, we're going in now.
But as you two have this interaction, the last person lands. Well, they're rolling really well on these rolls to land. Lands close by, almost next to you, Nephra. Contrary to the other ones, this one lands, has the shield up, but in his hand is a long sword already out. As he moves in, he looks over and he keeps his eyes on Percival. Nephra, go ahead and make me a perception check, since you're right there.
All the
Percival's
checks.
kind of busy.
Oh, that was scary.
Oh jeez.
that was scary.
Oh no.
It looked for a nanosecond like it was gonna hit a 1 and it was a 2 instead.
Nice.
So
Okay.
that's gonna be 6 total.
6 total.
Yep.
He's just looking at Percival. It's really weird. His armor, though. Something's similar about it. Can't place it, though. You're kind of focused on the guy who just spoke Inferno to you. But with that, he assumes the position, and you see they all, with their backs towards each other, or their backs all to each other, they have their shields at the ready, except for the one whose shield you knocked away.
Total tortoise formation.
Tortoise.
And you do hear the man who just landed. As he's walking over, he says, which Nephra you would understand as stand ready.
Regigiga?
Regigiga?
My favorite
Who's that
Pokemon.
Pokemon?
His body is ready.
Who's been stashing the Pokemon in here?
All right, top of the round, Percival. It's now your turn. Percival, now that it's your turn, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Why do I keep rolling 16s?
Hey, that's good.
It's just funny.
Why are you complaining?
I'm not.
You me curse now.
I can ask the question and not be complaining, Francisco.
That's fair. Yeah, you're right.
20.
20. The man who was the last one to land is wearing the exact same type of breastplate you're wearing, as well as holding the exact same longsword you're holding.
Oh, see, now one of us is going to have to change. I drop the longsword and I pull out the short sword and go for an attack.
It's going to be awkward.
Is that one's like shield still like open?
Yeah, he's moved off to the side.
Oh, okay. So I'm just going to try to
So
hit the other guy again.
it's off to the side. So I would say in this case he doesn't benefit from his shield bonus.
Cool, I'm going to hit him.
Go for it. See if you do.
With the short sword this time.
Ooh.
That's what I said. I dropped the long sword and like pulling out the short sword as a part of the 19.
19 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Aha. May not be a D8, but at least I have more than a +3 with this to hit. 7 damage.
7 damage. I am going to burp. I burped. So you go in with the short sword, and you feel it impact the this red tunic he's wearing, and you feel it shift as it impacts. You do feel the usual kind of the sensation of puncturing, but you do notice that as you pull away, the gleam of metal underneath the tunic is evident. Looks to be some sort of chainmail of
These
sorts.
boys are jacked.
But as you pull away, he grunts and then moves his shield back in front of him. As I'll have it say, it was good for one attack. One attack.
Man.
Yes. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Actions, thank you. I was like, let me find them. So
Brother?
he's the only one. That other guy is the only one that seems to have like that has like the same armor as me.
Yes.
Okay, so he's kind of different than everyone else.
Yes.
Thank you.
Another distinct feature about him is that when he looks over at you, his helmet is structured in a way where it's covering his entire face, and there seems to be a kind of this piece of metal that goes over the eyebrows and around his head, almost in a halo sort of way, giving him this almost angelic look in if angels were suits of armor. But now that you look closer, you see two where the eyes should be, two red lights just gazing forward.
I'll get him later. I'll end my turn.
Okay.
Shadow form.
So
You'll get him next time, buddy.
the Ember will now make their shots against the other ship.
You got
So
this, buddy.
in this case, let's have Petrichor and Nephra.
Ah.
Nephra, you control the bow ballista. Petrichor, you control the port ballista. Go ahead and roll me a d20 and add 6 to it.
Okay.
All right, my character will roll.
Oh. Add 6?
Yeah.
Mhm.
14.
25.
25. All right. Nephra, I gave you the port one, right?
It didn't
Pretty
work.
sure you said port ballista.
Okay, I say that because I've already forgotten. But yes, so the bow ballista, it's a little bit farther away, so the shot goes into the water. However, the port ballista, now that it's got its target zeroed in, fires away. Go ahead and roll me 3d10, Nephra,
3d10.
as you're vicariously shooting for the Ember.
Sorry, it's not like you said bi-curiously shooting.
I did
I was
too.
gonna say the same thing, yeah.
I'm like, oh,
We all
I
heard
don't know what
that.
this
Yeah,
has to
we
do
all
with
heard
it.
Talking to me or the character right now? Okay, let me roll.
Hey-o.
6.
I mean, are we talking about Cloud in here? I mean,
23 total.
23. That makes it over the threshold. As you do
Nice.
23 damage to the hull of the ship as you see this ballista go in and actually impact kind of off to the side of where the figurehead is, actually splitting wood. You do hear more shouts. However, like, it's hard to discern which ones are coming from the ship and which ones are coming from the other one. Let's see. You said 23. Doing quick math here. That's not good. Okay. Good show. And with that, they start reloading, and you see the manga now that they pulled out is now being loaded as well. So with that, it is now. Let's see, that was a 15. The guy David just attacked. He looks at you, and with a brief flash of anger, he regards you. I said David, didn't I? He looks at where that Percival just attacked.
I also spaced on that.
We're all used to it. He looks at you, there's a growl, and then he actually looks back at Nephra, and the hatred changes. While he was looking at you, Percival, it looked more like frustration more than anything else. Looking at Nephra, you see true, just ingrained hatred. As he makes an attack,
they're
Nephra.
demons.
Demons is a completely different other thing. Does a 22 hit you, Nephra?
Pretty sure it does. Yeah, totally.
That's right.
All right, cool.
You're correct.
Like,
They're
wow, that must be
devils.
pretty.
They're racist against devils.
Yes. You take 7 piercing damage as the spear goes towards you and impacts you in the shoulder, puncturing it. Then as it comes closer, yes.
I was gonna say, so it pierces into my shoulder. Nephra is going to take one hand and like grab onto it and like hold it in place.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to say to this person, "You've spoken out of turn in Infernal," and then he's gonna cast Hellish Rebuke on them.
Ooh.
Bitch.
See here. What's your save DC?
Be 14.
14. He just makes it.
Damn.
So he takes half damage. Go on and roll your 3d8.
It'd be 3d10, yeah.
3d10s. Got it. Since you're casting it at the second level, because tieflings, man.
Tieflings, man.
9 and 10. Holy crap. So that is 28 halved, so 14.
14. All right. 14. What is math?
Nephra's currently the MVP right now. He's gonna get a gold star today.
No
As-
one dies under my watch.
As you
anymore.
say that, and as you're holding you see fire erupt from you, go through the spear shaft and into this person, scalding his arm. You see him about to shout out, but he stops and he closes his mouth and kind of just endures the pain. After that, he pulls away the spear, shakes off the attack, and kind of looks at you again. But you do hear the man wearing the helmet with the glowing eyes in Infernal say, "Wait for my command." Nobody else hears that. All they hear is.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, that's his turn. Let's see. The next guy, after hearing the other man speak, will hold his turn, but will use what's the term? The dodge action to kind of just hold the shield in front of him with the spear at the ready, looking at his vicinity. He's not looking explicitly over to where you all are, but he's looking at the rest of the crew, some of which are grabbing clubs in case they decide to head on over and destroy them. Mona, after that, Petrichor, it's now your turn.
Yes. Let's see. So who is all around me? I'm trying to figure this out.
You have one person, the person who's directly behind this armored figure that is in front of Percival and Nephra.
Yeah.
The person right behind him is the one that you're currently engaged with. To his left and right behind him are two guys facing outward. Similar stances, just observing. You notice that this is just kind of like a
formation,
a formation to prevent themselves from being overtaken by surrounding enemies.
Okay.
You do notice the one with the full helmet is the one seemingly shouting orders at the other three.
Sure. Okay. Okay. I see that I saw previously. Excuse me. That Nephra was able to use his glaive to, dislodge the shield. So I'm going to attempt to do that as well.
Go ahead and make me an attack throw. Are you using the thwack stiff or your fist?
The thwack staff, but it's going so bad today. It's gonna be a 7.
7. All right. I was gonna allow it was more than a 10, but in this case, you attempted. He just holds steady with it. You still have your bonus action.
I still have a bonus action, so I mean, I guess I could try unarmed strike, like try to pull it out, or would that be just a strength check?
At that point, since you can't really do a grapple check as a bonus action unless it's this feature, I'm gonna say it would require an actual attack to do the kind of moving the shield out of the way thing.
Got it. Okay. I am going to use a key point in patient defense.
All right. So after you do that, after it bounces off, you quickly do a quick flourish to bring the staff closer to you, and you assume a defensive position against this man, you think? It's hard to tell behind the shield.
Yeah.
But as you look at them through the eyes, those eyes just seem to be determined, but indifferent. So that's you. And then you hear another snap.
That's Mona.
Hello, Mona. As you all hear another loud thud impacting the ship. As that does 18 damage to the bow. All right. And as that happens, the third man, who is not the one with the full helm, to the one who is currently not engaged. Oh, actually, the one you're facing, Petrichor, who I just realized has not taken a turn yet, is also taking the dodge action, waiting for orders from this figure. Is now Nephra's turn.
So the enemy that my character used Hellish Rebuke on, he is now going to. Is the spear still in my shoulder, or did he like pull it out?
He did pull it out.
Okay, so Nephra is going to take his glaive, and he's going to swing low and try to lift the enemy off of their feet and knock them prone instead of trying to kill them outright.
I'm going to consider that to be a shove action,
Okay.
which will allow you to do that. I'm just looking up what the shove action does. Again, I know we went over there with Marshall with you when you were David, but it's been a while and I've already forgotten. It's one of those niche combat things.
Yeah, so it'd be an attack action.
All right. Meanwhile, yep. With that said, I'm trying to find shove again. I just lost it. Well,
Shoving a creature. When you make a special melee attack to shove a creature, either knock target prone or pushed away from you. The
Shove a
target must
creature.
be no more than one side larger than you and must be within your reach. Instead of making an attack roll, you'll make a strength athletics check contested by the target's strength or a dexterity check. The target chooses the ability to use.
Got it. All right. Nephra, go ahead and make me an athletics check.
Thank you, Mr. Peabody. Let's see here. Yeah. Let me go ahead and make that athletics check.
You got this.
Wait, fall on the floor.
Doesn't count.
Nope. Fix that. Oh, I wish it counted. Okay. Let's see. We're doing athletics, so
Yes.
that's gonna be +4. 12.
12. They rolled a 17.
Ooh.
As you go in to sweep the leg, you see the shield comes down and you feel the unnerving shudder. Bless you. The unnerving shudder as wood impacts steel and the reverberations just go into your arms. But that's your action. Is there anything else you'd like to do as your bonus action?
I just let me just make absolutely sure. Yep, that is action. Okay. So yeah, and my turn there. I got nothing else.
All right. So with that said, the figure in the full helm regards Nephra, you, and then Percival, and then back to you, Nephra, and then back to Percival. You can't see emotion. It's a similar feeling to when you're talking to Bran. The lack of emotion is kind of off-putting. You don't know how the person is reacting. And while his shield is ready, he turns back to the other three, then looks at you, Percival, and he says in common,
Sorry.
"Why do you have the armor of a blade?"
I was given it.
Who gave it to you?
Your mom.
Now, do you want to reminder of what the?
Yes, I would need it, but what I will say is only I feel like that's a question that you should know the answer to. If they're so important.
As you say that, he continues looking towards you. Go ahead and refresh your page. By the way, it's in your notes. He looks at you. Being deceptive will not benefit you here. I'll repeat again. Where did you get the armor of a blade?
You could tell me that when you've stopped attacking this boat without reason.
We will continue to attack in the boat until you tell me.
Then you won't get an answer.
Then very well. Then you shall all die.
Oh God.
Tough talk.
As he... What was that?
It's a tough talk.
as he looks at you, Nephra, and raises his longsword and begins his barrage.
Oh, God.
Berserker Barrage?
Oh, in a way.
Was it Wolverine the whole time?
Nephra, does a 21 hit you?
Ouch.
Okay, look. Come on, man. Yes, you know the answer. Just do it. Don't,
All right.
It's
Nephra, you
one
take
thing.
parade me around like this.
8 damage.
Oh no.
The second attack
Oh, boy.
Oh no.
is a crit.
Oh no.
And that is going to be 15.
Ouch.
That will miss.
No, that's 15 damage.
Oh.
Oh.
He critted you.
You know what? Not only will it not miss, it will also not kill me.
Okay.
I am unconscious.
Oh, no.
All right,
Jeez.
Percival, as you say that, he unleashes 2
Clear
quick
it down,
swipes.
clear it down.
It's as if Nephro was just standing there, just accepting the attacks. Yeah, he falls down, 2 slashes just on his chest. He's clearly unconscious, and as he does that, you do hear him shout command in comment saying,
Could I still use my reaction on one of those?
"You can on the first attack." Yeah,
Okay,
P.S.
cool. It was
your
at disadvantage.
shield is gone.
he's at disadvantage.
Yeah.
On the first attack.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Blood maledict.
Cool. Nephro, does a 16 still hit you?
If it matches, it hits, right?
Damn it.
Yes.
Nephra.
Yes, then it hits.
Damn it.
All right, and the second attack was the crit. So
Damn you!
Why?
Just tell them where you got the armor from.
as Nephra, you fall down.
Whatever.
They're attacking
You
us
see-
anyway.
He looks at you, kill them all,
Uh,
and he says that in common.
Oh my god.
Oh, your coffin
Ah,
ladies
no,
won't like
please.
that now, will they?
What was that?
I said, oh, your coffin lady won't be happy with that, I think.
I don't know if it's just your mic, Marshall. I can't actually.
I don't know. But I
What
said
was that you just said?
Your coffin lady won't be happy with that.
And he stops. Continue.
Well, continue what? You decided to continue attacking these poor people.
I don't think you understand the position you're in.
I don't think you understand the position you're in.
Very well. Kill them all.
We've hit more on your ship.
Top of the round, Percival, it's your turn.
That's cool. I will invoke my Rite of the Dawn.
Okay.
Ooh.
You are
Invoke
taking the
that.
hits to your max damage, to your max
Goes out of bottle.
HP,
I
right?
can go from I can go from 44 to 40.
Okay. I just want to make sure you're remembering that that's the thing.
Yeah,
All right, but continue.
I can go from 44 to 40. I'll take that. And I will go for. Now, is the other guy still next to me?
Yep, he's still there.
Unfortunately, I have to get this guy out of my way. Where is my... Where are you? There you are. Okay, it's just a plus. Oh, no, wait, no, it's not. Ugh, stupid... Okay, let me see if I hit first before it fucking... Cool. 25.
25 does hit.
All right, now where's this? Why can't I find this thinking? All right, where's my right damage? forget where that is.
Your right damage?
Let's see. You take equal
Let's see
damage,
here.
blah blah blah.
Equal damage based on your level.
It's just the damage of that. Okay. I was like looking for it to say like something whatever, or a bold number that has like a 4, like a bold
does.
4 instead of the bold -4.
It says you take damage equal to, and your max HP is reduced by 4. So assume the 4 is just your
Yeah,
level.
I know, but I'm just saying that it's just funny because it has it as the -4 only. So it's like
Yeah.
usually when you put in like in the Rite of the Storm section, it would have like what damage it's going to do.
hmm Yes. Commentary about the layout of the Blood Hunter character sheet aside, how much damage do you do?
Let's see. That'll be a total of 10 damage.
Nice.
10 damage. All right. He's now starting to look a little bloodied. As he stands there and you cut into him. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
And your maidens were so nice.
All right. As you say that, you see the eyes of the person in front of you, eyes widen, and he looks over at the man with the full helm, whose expression, of course, he can't read. But that's your turn. Next one up is the Ember. So,
Oh, Ember, go.
yes, Petrichor, you have the ballista on the bow. Nephra, you have the ballista in the ports. Marshall, you have. I keep calling you Marshall instead of Percival. Percival, you have the mangonel. So I want you all to roll a d20.
Okay.
It's close to his 16.
Give me something.
Yes. Petrichor and Nephra, add a 6 to it. Percival, add a 5 to it.
8.
22.
24.
Hey!
Hey.
I'm doing real good with these boat rolls.
I need
Okay.
to cleanse my dice.
So with that said, Nephra, go ahead and roll 3d10. Percival, go ahead and roll 5d10. And as you hear two familiar snaps now of the two ballistas shooting out, the one in the bow is not having any luck.
Those are not
As it kind of flies off, you realize the people manning it aren't full ship hands. They're just people who were conscripted, who were just regular crew who were taught how to use one. The port side
That's a good one.
fires out, and then you all hear a kind of similar snap, but with more weight to it. If a noise can have weight, as you see the arm fly up and hit the post, launching this fist-sized projectile into the other ship. So, Nephra, how much damage did you do?
17.
17 does not make damage threshold as his ballista bounces off. Percival, how much damage did you do?
19.
19. That barely does not make the damage threshold as the rock also bounces off the top canopy.
Damn you.
Damage thresholds, man. They're the best. You can get one if you get a certain feat.
Is it one that makes you the size of a boat?
I was gonna say, does it make
No.
you half boat?
Heavy Armor Master automatically negates the first 3 damage
Oh, yeah, true.
of any attack. So that's
My
technically a
boat
damage
blood.
threshold.
Yeah, just
I have the heritage of Titanic on my side.
All right. So the one you just attacked, Marshall, is actually going to use his disengage action to step away to the side of the one to his left. And you see the shield comes up and he moves back. And since the person as he's moving back, he uses his action, his turn to do that. The next person who's in the next initial order moves in the spot that he was in this well-rehearsed maneuver. As he's there, he now makes an attack against you, Percival. Percival, does a 16 hit you?
no.
Okay. The spear comes out and it impacts the shield of faith. Actually,
There's
you
no
don't
shield
have a
of
plus
faith.
2 to your AC anymore.
Nope.
The shield of faith is a concentration spell.
Yep.
That's right, he
He's
went
gone.
unconscious.
Yes.
Damn it. Then he,
So does a 16 hit you?
then he just hits.
Okay.
If I had my leather armor, however,
Well,
this would
fair.
be a different
I
story.
am unconscious.
It's as if you
Lovely.
it's as if you didn't have a choice of what armor you could
Damn
get.
you.
It's weird. I don't know why I rolled the d20. That's not the damage I'm doing to you. I apologize for that. But the spear will do 7 damage to you
Okay.
as it impacts you. Next one up is Petrichor.
Me.
As you heard the command and the conversation,
Oh my
and the
god.
minute he says
I
kill them
saw-
all, the spear lowers down to waist level for the one in front of you, and he awaits whatever you do.
Where's the captain?
Captain is currently on the helm.
Okay. Free action to yell.
Yes.
Captain, we have an issue. We're gonna go with that. I see Nephra. I kind of scream internally. Comes out a little bit externally. And then, fuck it.
Hit the men.
Can I
Can I
get
get a Jesus Christmas? I'll just hit him with my thwack staff and pray that I actually roll something.
Come on.
Not like a 2. Okay. That comes out to be 13.
That misses, unfortunately. Once
Figure.
again, the shield is an impenetrable wall that you can't seem to hit over. Is there anything else
No.
you'd like to do? No?
Oh no, sorry. I was telling Kevin. He's like, "Do you want new dice?" And I'm like, "No."
I will
I
make
have
these
dice for
work.
another campaign, but I don't want to taint them right
You
now.
always need new dice.
I know.
I have a chest full. It's right here.
Me too. This is what I play with. I play with 3 sets. None of them are good enough.
But as you make an attack, you do hear Bran over the chaos as deck yell out, "What's the issue?"
They're gonna kill us all. I will say that back to her, and I'm just gonna start punching. I don't know. As a bonus action, I'm just gonna unarmed strike because at this point, I'm so done.
Okay.
I'm just gonna close my eyes, and if you run into my fist, it's your fault.
8.
8.
Not a good day.
You hit the shield, and the damage is more towards your fist. You know,
Yeah.
it's like punching. You just punched
metal.
Yes, and man, that sucked. You kind of shake off your fist. As you,
I'm
was
about
that.
to jump off ship right now, like. My God.
All right, so that's your turn.
Yeah.
Next one up, you all hear another snap as the other ship fires. However, it flies overhead, missing everything. As ballistas aren't always reliable, as you can see from the bow ballista. Anyways, the one that is in front of you, Petrichor,
Yeah.
will now make his attack.
Okay.
As he's... Oh, I forgot to give you disadvantage on those 2 attacks because he was using a dodge action, but I guess it doesn't matter anyways.
Just rub that salt in.
Well, in good
Sprinkle
news,
it in.
an 11 doesn't hit, does it?
For me,
Yes.
it does not hit.
Okay. He comes in with the spear. Easily enough, you see it coming, you knock it away briefly, and he retracts his spear in a practice maneuver, a simple thrust maneuver that seems to be almost second nature to him. All right, next one up would be Nephra. Nephra, make me a death saving throw.
Well, it's been a fun campaign, guys.
Oh no.
Oh,
No. Oh.
What?
Hey, that's
5.
hey, it's your
Okay.
first one.
It's a failure.
Hey, it's
Yep,
your first
your
one.
first failure. Just don't do a martial and roll a natural one in the next one.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
All right. As Nephra continues to bleed out, although blood squirts out, the full-helmed man takes a step away from the formation briefly and raises his longsword up to Percival's face. You're going to say why you mentioned the maiden. You're going to say it now before we spill any more blood.
Wow, you really don't catch a hint, do you? Why would I? Why? Where on earth could I get something that looks just like you?
You could have robbed a body. I wanted to see why you have one of a
'Cause you
blade
seem
and who took him
you seem
down.
so robbable.
Which is why I would
Please.
wish to know where you acquired the armor of a blade. Why do you play these games?
Because you seem so quick. You seem so quick to shove your blade in my face without asking questions in the first place.
If we weren't attacked by a ship like this one, this wouldn't be the case.
So you take your aggression out on everyone else, despite maybe the
No.
fact that they have people on them that have dealt with your kind already? Potentially your more upstanding maidens?
He's gonna make one attack against you.
You're talking about his mama, he's getting real angry.
A 19 hits you, right?
Yes.
Okay. As you see him lash out with the long sword, it strikes you across the chest, cutting into the left shoulder. As you take 10 damage from the attack. And after that, he resumes his stance of holding the blade against you. Don't toy with me. Answer truthfully.
Sybil gave you guys such good reputation, and this is what you do.
You mentioned names. I need a straight answer from you.
I gave you what is more straight than the name of one of your maidens in red?
Being
Do you not know of your important figures of your own country?
no. But what did it cost you to say that now? After we've spilled that blood, he points down at Nephra. Even if he is an infernal one.
Because you were going to do it anyway.
You are more of a fool than I thought. And I didn't think much when I saw you. You see him actually put the longsword away and move away from you and past Petrichor. So if you two desire, you could make opportunity attacks.
I'll try to hit him.
Okay.
That's a dirty 20.
Yeah.
Dirty 20?
I'm doing mine too. Mine is also a 25.
All right, so Petrichor, you got dirty 20,
Mhm.
and Percival, you got 25?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead, roll damage.
7.
12.
88. You said 12?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. You lash out with the sword as he turns his back. It cuts into his arm. He continues walking. You hear a brief grunt from him. Petrichor, are you hitting with the thwack staff or are you hitting him with the fist?
Thwack staff.
All right. You go out and you hit his side. He stops and looks at you. And kind of lingers on you for a little bit. And you can't see an expression. All you see is the two red glowing dots that are his eyes in this helmet. But after a moment, he turns away, continues walking to the port, walks up next to the two people actually manning the ballista. Doesn't regard them at all. And you see him pull out something from his pocket. It looks to be some cylinder of sorts with a little string at the bottom. He pulls down the string. You hear a mild boom as the thing in his hand explodes from the top part out, unveiling green smoke coming out.
What does that mean?
After that, he throws it overboard and turns around. I wish to parlay.
Okay.
You do this now.
Just
After
shut up.
attacking.
Could have done it
Take
earlier. It had you just given me a straight answer.
Yeah.
But now we have a bleeding boy who you should attend to. Men, stand down.
Okay.
Let's stay at the ready. As you guys are out of initiative right now.
You're the
Yeah.
worst.
Okay. I don't have any healing spells. I don't have any
Whereas-
potions.
What's her name?
uh,
Again, what is Franny? Remind
Neff.
me. No, what's
Sybil.
the doctor's name?
Oh, the doctor's name? Dr. Mine. Who
Where's
is currently...
Dr. Mine?
you do see her next to the captain's door, kind of just taking cover. She doesn't seem to be much of a fighter. But she sees it.
I kind of just call for her, like, come here.
She's like, what the fuck?
I'm coming, hold on. As she comes up, she kind of walks around the armored figures, but goes down to Nephra and examines him. As she quickly just pulls out a couple bandages from a pouch she has on the side, starts pressing them into the wounds. Nephra, consider yourself stabilized.
Ooh.
Okay.
As he stands there, he rejoins his men who are all now taking stances of shields forward, spear facing all the directly up, still in their little formation. You do see the one that's been hit the most does have a little bit of blood coming down him. He shows no emotion through the eyes that are visible. As he stands there looking up at Brand. I assumed you are the captain. Yes, Brand looks down. Am I to assume you're the ones that attacked us? You hear a brief, what sounds to be a chuckle, or at the very least, a chortle coming from this man. I am Second Blade Tycho of the Imperial Esperin Silver Guard. I wish to parley. And you see Captain Brown look at him, look at Nephra, look at the entire situation, look at the ship. Your parley has been accepted. Gregor, please take the helm again. As she asks the gnome to grab the helm once more. She approaches down, or she makes her way down to where you guys all are, essentially. She looks at you, Petrichor. Are you hurt?
I'm fine. Nephra, not so much, but I think he's being taken care of.
And she comes up to the man. Well, Second Blade, why did you attack the Ember? You see the man stand there with the helmet on. You see him put down the shield and kind of lean in against his side as he reaches up and begins to pull off the helmet, revealing a bald man, somewhat early 30s, human, a bit paler than most, looking down at Bran. He's about a head taller than her. Some days ago, we were attacked by a ship very similar to this one. Upon seeing you, we didn't want to take another chance. So we initiated combat. It wasn't until we landed here and saw that one who was wearing the uniform of one of our, in your land you would call them officers, that we found that this might not be the same ship. Thus, this parley is to correct the wrongs that have been done here, such as the damage we've done to that child right there. Even if he is of infernal lineage, he is part of your crew, and thus we have wronged you. You see Captain Brand look at him, And look at Nephra. And look at you, Percival. The one you were talking to was not part of our ship. Although, he was going to be. So now we're at a brief impasse. Why is he so important? You see the second blade raise his chin up a little bit. Because he speaks of one of our fabled maidens in red. If he was given that armor by a maiden in red, it makes him a blade. However, his performance here offers some doubt. So I wish to hear a clearer story from him if he wishes to stop playing these childish games
Well, if you're
of
just not gonna
misdirection.
strike at me right away, then fine. Hopefully you like what I have to tell you.
Understand this. If a ship comes to you and destroys half the fleet and separates you from the rest of it, do you not think you would attack a very similar ship?
In this way, since you clearly had the ability to assess the situation in the air, no. You took your sweet time coming down here. You could have maybe yelled out a question along the way.
Turns back to Captain Brand. Clearly, I can only speak to you in an intellectual thought.
You heavily doubt that. But no, if you really want to know where it came from, I fell off my own ship, and I was picked up by one of your maidens in red, Sybil. I presume that type of person may not always want to be known, want their position known, or their relations, especially with somebody who is part of your empire. My family is of Riv, and that is the way it's going to be. But she helped me nonetheless.
You misjudge us of Espra. The maidens in red are highly revered. For us to seek harm for them is to commit the utmost blasphemy. But now we're here. And now amends must be made. He turns back to Captain Brand. I place myself and those in my command under yours. The captain, which he says, Brand. In service, we hope to repay the debt for the damage we've done to your ship and the damage done to your crew. Unfortunately, we do not have any healers left. So we cannot attend to the one we felled.
Oh, don't worry, we have... Oh, yeah.
Now, before we continue, may we get 2 cups? You can't tell what emotion Brand is exhibiting right now, but after spending so much time with her, you can tell by the subtle change of her shoulders. She's a bit taken aback by the request. Pardon? 2 cups. In Esperan society, it is customary during a parley to share a drink. I only have that in the flask, and I would rather not dishonor you by giving you something so unworthy.
I'll go run downstairs and get 2 cups.
Thank you, Petrichor.
I feel like she's only going to find the cups down there. Not the alcohol to put it in.
So, Petrichor, you go get the 2 cups.
Yeah. Ursa, I need 2 cups.
You quickly run down, and during that time, Nephra, you wake up. And you see a tanned woman with blonde hair, long blonde hair, kind of lightly kissing your face. The hair, not her. Has two yellow slitted eyes, just look down at you, almost glowing in the shadow that comes around her face just from having her head up. By the way, it's still lightly raining during this entire time. Not enough to be too much of an issue, but now it's starting to get noticeable. As she looks down at you, you're awake. Good. Means he won't offer up his life now. Can you stand? As she's starting to help you up. Consider yourself at 1 hit point, by the way.
Okay.
As you stand up, or as you slowly are helped up, Nephra, you do see the 3 guards standing at attention behind the formerly helmed man, who is now standing there talking to the captain. Petrichor is nowhere in sight, and Percival seems a bit peeved. And the crew around you are very confused.
Can I make eye contact with Percival? Is that possible?
Percival,
his
do you
eyes.
make eye contact with Nephra?
Yeah, I keep an eye on him. I mean, I've been keeping an eye on him while she's always been cared for.
I kind of like I've got eyes for no one else. I'm like looking for him until he notices me, and so when he does, I have the glaives. I kind of keep the glaive held in one hand, and with the other, I actually start literally licking my wounds without breaking eye contact with him. I just start licking all the blood off of my body and like drinking it and just staring at him while I do that.
Delicious.
I'm gonna start kind of walking away just to kind of be a little more distant. But as I walk away, I'm just gonna kind of chuckle a little bit and be like, "It's just the same."
How far do you walk away?
I mean, I'm more just kind of walking towards like main part of the deck. But I say that phrase like just as I'm about to leave.
Please.
So I'm still staying on the upper deck, just kind of
Okay.
a little more towards the other end.
You do see the second blade Tycho kind of look at you as they walk away, as if about to say something, but upon seeing that you're staying on top of the deck, he remains silent as he turns back to Brand. The two just in silence now, waiting for the 2 cups. This almost awkward silence coming about.
Trying.
Petrichor, as you go down to the mess hall, you do see Ursa kind of putting tables up against the walls. As you see a ballista bolt actually protruding from the side wall
Oh, jeez.
into the mess hall.
Okay.
And she's putting up tables and commanding her kitchen hands to help her out.
Okay, Ursa, there's a parlay. We're good now. Where's the cups? I need 2 cups. We're okay. You're good. We need 2 cups now.
The right side of her face that can still move
Uh-huh.
is the epitome of confusion.
I know.
As you just hit her with a bunch of information.
Yeah.
But after just looking at you and half her face stammering a little bit, right there, dearie.
Okay. Got 2 cups and started like booking it back.
All right. A few more moments go by on top of the deck. Nephra, you are licking your wounds. Percival, you're off a distance away. Some of the crew are now looking at you, just not knowing how to regard you, as
Kinda
they
doing
don't know the full story yet.
I'm just kind of
they're
doing that
just
lean on the other, like essentially on the other end of the deck. So I'm just kind of I'm still keeping my eye on everybody, just more wide angle view.
And by this point, Petrichor, you do arrive at the top of the deck holding these 2 cups.
Captain?
Thank you, Petrichor. She takes both of them and hands one over to the second blade. Not sure what we can drink. We've lost all of our liquor within the first week. Disaster would do that to us.
It'll do it to anybody.
You see him look down at the cup. Regard, it's just a simple wooden cup. Probably half the ship has already drank out of this one particular cup. But he looks at it, regards it, determines it's okay, reaches back and pulls out a metal flask. He twists open and he pours what looks to be this amber and rich looking fluid liquid into it. Then he holds it out for Captain Brand, who after a moment holds out her cup tentatively. He pours some in there. Then, yes, Nephra.
How far away am I from that cup?
You're about 10 feet away.
Okay. When the liquid is poured into the captain's cup, I am going to attempt to subtly cast Purify Food and Drink on the captain's cup only.
Make me a sleight of hand.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is verbal and somatic, so
Yes.
it'll probably not be easy. Okay, sleight of hand check.
My computer was about to
Ooh.
go into sleep mode.
I like that roll. That's a good roll. 19.
19. Solid enough as you kind of fake like going forward again. Dr. Mina kind of grabs you as you're falling, stumbling a little bit forward. You quickly do the somatic gestures as if you're just trying to rebalance yourself, and you cast it into the drink, and you can feel the spell effect. The spell take effect, I should say. And you see Bram look at the cup for a little bit longer, just regarding it. Then look back up at Second Blade. To the parlay. He says,
Parlay party.
to the parlay. They click wooden cups and they both. Well, he drinks it. You see her move her mass ever so slightly up and move the cup within. Quickly just downing it down. As she does this, it's as if there's only void in that space.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood shit. That's some Al shit.
It's as if the minute she pulls out, there's just a shadow that follows along it, kind of preventing any sight from going in.
Sure.
And that's all you see. You see the cup go in, mask goes down, nothing more to be seen. You don't see a glance at her face at all. And you see the Second Blade also notices this. He quirks an eyebrow, but doesn't comment upon it. As he puts the cup down, you hear Captain Brand say, I'm familiar with that drink. What was it? And he looks at the cup. We call it Devil's Tears. It's customary. It's a very popular and customary drink in our society. After centuries of fighting devils, you get to have that sense of humor. As he looks around, doesn't know where to put the cup, and kind of just sets it on the ground.
I can take that back if you don't.
Thank you. As he looks at you, there's only a stern demeanor on him. He doesn't seem to have any hate. More so, he almost looks remorseful. As he looks back at the captain. By the looks of it, as he kind of looks over her towards the refugee armada behind you all, seems you all have had your own bitter victory. Captain Brand looks at him, and you see that same kind of confused, subtle body language that she's projecting that you all catch on, that you're sure he doesn't kind of come over her again. Bitter victory? When the land opened up and consumed itself, we called it the bitter victory, because finally we could stop fighting devils. By the looks of it, you all had a similar event. You see Captain Brand. Look, we call it the Calamity over at the Sanguinian continent. You're like, wonderful. We're heading over to Sanguis to escape the bitter victory. Seems like you were coming over to Soliska to escape your calamity. Looks like the world has truly destroyed itself. It would appear so. As you kind of look at each other. He again looks over. There is another similar ship to this one. Has that left your fleet in the last few days? She looks up. No. You're currently on the Ember. The Ashes is the one picking up the rear. Right now, its primary task is to pick up any ships that succumb to the sea, to see if there's any survivors. We lost the Spark about once we started the journey. You see the second blade kind of bristle a little bit. Spark. Have you all faced any difficulties on this journey? You see Captain
Have we
Brand.
faced any difficulty?
You see Captain Brand kind of cross her arms. She's still holding her cup, by the way, not refusing to let it go.
So I'm attempting to still listen to this conversation, by the way.
Yes. No. I assumed you're just off being you.
Yeah. So at the phrase when he says that, I will audibly just give like a sorry.
You see some of the while the other Silver Guard that are in his command stay stagnant and just looking in their direction, you see their eyes kind of go over you, and you see a little bit of disdain in their eyes as you do that. The crew,
Kind of, because I'm leaning kind of on the edge like this, just kind of give
Yeah. The crew, one or two of them actually, kind of nervously chuckle along with you, also finding a little bit of the humor in that sentence.
Sorry, it's definitely been a lot. I say that more towards the crew members of this ship. I don't
see a
give
few
shit what they
just-
think.
You see a few just, yeah. Captain Brand, with her arms crossed, looks over at you, Petrichor, and also Nephra. Those two can tell you more about the difficulties we've encountered that were more extraordinary than what we assume you have gone through as well. Petrichor,
Yes.
can you please help
Um,
Nephra over here?
Sure. And I'll go over and kind of like lean Nephra up, like one classic, like one arm helping him up.
Dr. Mina kind of transfers Nephra. She transfers you over to Petrichor.
Mhm.
Careful with him. His wounds are still fresh.
Of course. Thank you for your help.
Full doctor mode. Like, no worries. The bill will be coming shortly. She says that with such a deadpan expression.
You're like, oh god.
It takes you a moment to realize it's a joke.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just start. I'll wait to see. I don't know if I should take Nephra downstairs to his bunk.
Oh,
No.
the captain is asking you to take him closer to the two of them talking.
Got it. Okay, I wasn't sure what the direction was. Okay, I'll kind of walk him over.
I do not resist, and the whole time I'm staring down Percival.
What's going on? What are you doing?
But as you two approach, the captain looks at you, Petrichor, nods and looks back at the second blade. This is our new first mate, Petrichor. She is She's taken the reins after our late first mate fell recently on an excursion involving these troubles that we're facing. Petrichor, can you fill him in with those details of these
Sure.
creatures you've encountered?
Um, well, in regards to the creatures that had, recently come aboard ship and slain quite a few people. They start with this green sea foam in the water, surrounds the ship, and then, like falling from the sky, not as so as y'all, they just appeared on the ship, and they had these either ancient or, just basic weapons with them made from what looks like the sea. They looked like they were made out of seaweed, but were incredibly strong. And actually, just one cut from one of their blades the first time we met them made everybody violently ill. So
By
it was
the
a
way,
very interesting feat, to say the least.
I'm sneaking away.
Hmm?
What?
I am sneaking away.
No.
Go ahead and make me a stealth check.
That's cocked. Thank you, Wires. That's the same roll, but not cocked. Funny. It's a 20. 1.
Wow.
21.
Math.
Where are you sending off to?
Dr. Rykoff's room.
Okay. I can tell you reliably, you beat almost everybody's passive perceptions.
Cool. I have a feeling someone's gonna need a real perception.
Yes.
And I feel like they're in this group.
Man, I wonder if anybody's been staring at him this whole time.
Right? Nephra, go ahead and make me a perception. With advantage, because you've been staring him down this entire time.
Okay. Friggin' rolled off.
I'll give him that. He's been hurt.
The suspense. Yeah, it's more like it.
His wisdom will get
Yeah,
me.
I mean, a 22. You know.
Damn it.
You ain't going nowhere.
I mean, he'll just know he'll know what part of the ship I went into.
Mm.
Yep.
Watch
Nope.
it,
Nephra, you are, as you glare at David, you see, fuck. Yeah, as you glare at Percival,
We'll
I
get there.
keep doing it.
We'll
Yeah,
get
I know.
there.
It's been a few sessions with you, David, and now you're Percival, and now
Hard
I'm
to-
confused.
hard to
Everybody's
beat,
confused.
like-
And we had a week off.
Yeah, hard to beat like 12 or no, like 13 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
alright. It's alright.
it's like
Don't
it's
worry.
another Molly mark. But yes, so
I don't mention anything. I don't call attention to it at all.
but
I
you
just
see it.
use
know it.
thaumaturgy to make my eyes appear to be bleeding,
Mm-hmm.
and then finally look away from him and towards the captain and the. leader
Well,
of the-
unfortunately for you, when I started sneaking away, I wasn't looking at you.
Now your eyes are bleeding.
So
Mhm.
that's cool. I guess.
So as you're saying all this, Petrichor, you see Second Blade looking down at you. So you've encountered the creatures that destroyed our fleet.
Ah, so you have met them.
Several.
Yes. Yes, you can see they're incredibly strong and are unlike anything I've ever come in contact with.
Even the Silver Guard were finding it difficult to mount a successful counterattack to their barrage.
Sure.
When the other ship came to attack us, they were filled with those creatures. As if they were manning the ship itself. They all just threw themselves into the water. They all threw themselves into the water, and then moments later they would emerge coming over the railings in this green sea foam.
Interesting.
Just
I
like
have men
Pirates
with me
of
who
the
have-
Caribbean.
any Sea Adventures of Pirates of the Caribbean ripoff. Just you should know this.
Come on.
Disney rules all. Um, he said, "I have men here who have fought devils for the majority of their lives, but in front of those enemies, they lost composure. Whatever attacks they suffered, it was as you said. Bless you.
Thank you.
It was as you said. They grew violently ill. Information was quickly broken. Our ship, the Levianka, was a scouting ship, so we were a bit faster. We managed to pull away with some of the other faster ships. Now, as you all look now, the minute he regards his ship, which he named the Levianka, you see behind it from the mist of that was forming around, just from the rain coming down, you see several smaller ships start to emerge. Not many, about 8, but it gives you almost a nostalgic feeling about the refugee armada that is currently behind you all, just from the sheer mismatch of ships, um, varying sizes and styles coming, following out from the mist. And you see the Levianka now, uh, just staying stagnant in the water, mildly following to keep pace. You see several people in similar armor, or about a few people in similar armor, come to the bow of the ship, which is the only part uncovered, right behind the figurehead. Now that its starboard side is facing you, and several people not wearing armor staying there as well, just waiting for any more signals. As he looks back at the captain, just so there's no pretenses and there's no misunderstandings anymore, I place myself under your command to ensure the safety of the 8 ships that are with us. They're Esperan citizens, and it is my duty to protect them. I have failed to protect the Imperial family, so I must make amends to them as well. See Captain Brand look up at him. Well, I accept your proposal. Is there anything else we should know? You see Second Blade look at the captain, then look at you, Petrichor. Now, giving you a look of certainty in his eyes, in his gray, hardened eyes looking at you. The person commanding the other ship, the one that looks like the Ember, bore striking resemblance to this one right here. Everything except for the red hair.
Okay. That's suspicious.
Quite. She seemed older, of course.
I didn't think there was anybody else like me. That's news to me.
Yes. That is all I have. You see the captain look up at him again. Well, Second Blade Tycho, you are free to return to your ship. Follow along and I'll send someone to give you orders. Is that understood? You see him bow slightly, with his hand on his hilt, with the hand flat on it, not grabbing it, but just on it to move it down with him, as if both him and the blade were bowing. Of course. We just need a ship to go back with. Do you have a rowboat by chance?
Oh, do we have a rowboat? I'll
And-
point over to the
Totally.
sinker.
May call her the sinker.
And despite being masked, you swear you could almost feel Bran smile underneath it. And that's where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Woo!
As next week we deal with the fallout of the encounter and who Bran was sent off to give these orders. It's as if we already know the answer. On next week, Embers by Daybreak. Watch the podcast.
Yes.
Can't watch a podcast.
Bye.
You can watch a podcast. It's on our YouTube. It's specifically a video-based podcast. So yes,
Yes.
watch the podcast.
Watch
Yes.
podcast.
See you later.